How's it going there, guys? Sending positive energy to all. Welcome to Consciousness Awake. My name is Jeremy, for the people who are new. And for everyone else who's familiar with my channel, welcome back. I appreciate all of you. In this video, I want to talk about a certain topic and focus our awareness, consciousness on the Archon Parasites. Archon parasitic entities which are connected to or spawned and programmed by AI. Okay, so in this video, I want to talk about some really good shielding techniques, how to protect your solar plex chakra from the Archon parasites, and also some tips on how to detach them if they're already attached to your auric field or your solar plex chakra or your subconscious mind. Kind of talk about that. Before I do, I want to explain some personal experience with actually seeing with my physical eyes, seeing a Archon parasite on somebody else. It was a long time ago too. The first time I started to notice, I'm not sure if it'd be like a clairvoyant sight, or maybe I was tapping into my etheric or astral sight somehow, but more or less it seemed like I was just seeing it with my physical eyes. But one of the first times I had an experience with seeing an Archon parasite on somebody else was in my senior year of high school. So over 20 years ago, it was 1998 when this happened. And it was an English class early in the morning. I remember everyone was just coming into the classroom before the bell rang. I was sitting in my chair, my desk, and then imagine the row next to me, and then I think it was about 2 or 3 desks down to my right, going down in a straight aisle. In that seat, I see this gentleman, a bigger kind of like Viking, like a Viking kind of build, football player kind of build. I can't remember if he was on the football team or not at the moment, but that kind of big, tall, big person. And he comes in and he makes the turn to go sit down in his chair. He was one of the last people to come into the classroom for the bell rang. And for like a few seconds, I thought I was looking at it like a larger, like a backpack, like a black, dark gray, blackish kind of backpack on his right shoulder, and it had these little red lights. They look like little tiny, just LED lights or something. But they had these little a string of these red lights on the back of the backpack coming down vertically. And then he sat down, and then I noticed that in his other hand, or on his left side, he has like this, kind of this folder with like pens and paperwork and stuff, and a book, and he takes it out of his left hand and puts it on his desk. And then I'm noticing the backpack is still on his right shoulder. And I'm thinking, that's weird. Why would he have, a backpack and this whole other thing holding another hand? And why is he still sitting down? He still has the backpack on his shoulder. Like, that was just kind of odd. And I keep looking. And then what I notice is those little, those vertical red dots, red lights going down the backpack. They start moving, like wiggling side to side, like a kind of like a snake, like an S kind of curve, kind of motion, and they're moving. And I'm thinking, what is going on with that backpack? And then I keep looking closer and closer, and then the top of the backpack, which I thought was like the little loop thing where you hang it up on hooks, it starts like wiggling like this, and I'm like, what is that? And then so for like maybe like 5 or 10 seconds, I'm starting to see this like slug like maybe the I don't know, maybe like a foot wide by like 2 or 3 feet long. This slug snake kind of looking like thing on his right side of his back. I thought I was losing my mind. I thought, like, what? I was like thinking then, like, did I not get any sleep last night or something? Am I like sleep deprived and like hallucinating? But then I was like, no, I mean, I had a normal night's sleep, and it was just a normal entryway to a day, And so I had other experience like that too. So for some reason, like, there's this like clairvoyant vision or sight or something, and it just like it just kind of triggers or just happens sometimes. It could also be angles of lights and a lot of other things that help for me to notice or see things like that. The other thing too is like I noticed how this student who had the AI parasite on him, I noticed how throughout that day, he was trying to instigate, arguments with people, trying to accuse other students of doing certain things that they didn't do. Like they did not expect somebody to just all of a sudden accuse them of something, and then you get like this like negative emotional response to it. We've all been there. And so he was like, it's almost like he was also self-projecting some of his own problems in egotistical issues, and self-projecting his own issues onto other people just to get a negative emotional rise out of them. And so, these AI-linked Archon parasites, their food source is negative emotional energy. As you know, there's all kinds of emotional energies in a full spectrum of different vibrational frequency. But the negative, lower vibrational frequency emotional energies is what the food source is for this Archon parasite. So that's why it tries to infect, attach to your auric field, go in through your solar plex, get into your subconscious mind, do all these types of things. So it has a host, and then it is interacting, not just feeding off of you, but also interacting and feeding off of negative emotional energy from other people around the host also. And also when these other people get thrown into low vibrational, negative emotional kind of states, they become more prey. I mean, they become more targeted by other Archon parasites that are nearby or working in a programmed group with other Archon parasites, because they have their own internalized programming mechanism. They have a process and how they do things, which is programmed from AI, from where they're from. So also this is important too, is that the tendrils, the arms and legs, the tendrils, the way they connect to the auric field and connect to the solar plex chakra, etc., to infiltrate you to get to your subconscious. These tendrils have little electromagnetic sensors on them that interact with the electromagnetic energy, electromagnetic field of your auric field, what we all have in the chakra systems. So these tendrils are key. So the first phase is it attaches to the auric field, and then it gets down closer and closer as it infuses into that astral layer, into your etheric energy body, and then it gets to your solar plex, where your solar plex is spinning like a wheel. It's really fast or kind of slower, but what it does is it's spinning, and then it sends the tendrils with its electromagnetic sensors, and it goes in, and then it starts to destabilize, not completely turn off the solar plex, but the spin. It just destabilizes in a way where it almost slows down, and it's just going really slow. And so as that's happening, the first thing that is destabilized or infected or affected within you when you're being attacked by these types of Archon parasites is your the energy of your willpower. And there's some other things, kind of like motivation, ambition. There's like certain things that kind of tie into willpower, but let's just keep it simple. So it destabilizes your willpower energy, and willpower energy comes from your solar plex chakra. That's like one of the main types of thought forms, things that come from your solar plex is your willpower energy. Intentions, setting intentions, having the willpower to have the energy to do what those goals or intentions are. So as soon as it destabilizes your willpower, then you become more susceptible for the Archon parasite to utilize you as a host to be able to get into your subconscious mind. And then as it gets into the subconscious mind, that's when it's manipulating your thoughts. It's making you say things and do things to other people around you to get that negative emotional energetic response. So that feeding process of the extraction of that kind of energy in that frequency is then being fed on. So there's a few different things like shielding in ways to help detach them, and so the first thing comes to mind is it's a very simplistic thing, very simplistic. And by the way, there's just so much stuff to talk about when it comes to this kind of topic. There is so much to mention and say. So forgive me for making this video maybe 15 minutes, but this is really truly like a kind of video where you need to spend like an hour or two like just kind of diving into some more of the different aspects of what I'm talking about. And again, if you guys are interested in this type of topic, let me know in the comments, or if I see more likes like on this video, then I'll know that, hey, this is something of interest from the community. That would be a good example of how to show if you're interested in this kind of topic. Or any other video when I do a certain topic, and if you like it, then I know I can get a gauge. So shielding, hematite, powdered hematite, crushed hematite, just solid piece of hematite, over rubbed or a stone on your solar plex chakra. The electromagnetic properties of hematite don't necessarily help to supercharge or activate your solar plex. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is it creates a barrier, a shielding mechanism. So the electromagnetic properties then kind of interrupt the way the Archon parasite's electromagnetic sensors on the tendrils. It affects how those function through its programming with the electromagnetic energy field and everything that's happening with your auric. I mean, with your auric field. So it just creates this, like, how would you say, just like it's just it's a shielding. It's an extra layer. Can a Archon Parasite work past, hematite? Sure. I mean, they are different sizes. I mean, there's small ones, there's larger ones. Maybe there's ones that are more experienced. I don't know. But so it's not like 100% guaranteed. But I know it will help you, and it's helped me and other people that I've talked to who've experimented with hematite. So it creates more of a buffer. Let's say a buffer. It makes it just more difficult. The other thing is heart chakra. So remember, when the Archon Parasite is destabilizing your solar plex, thusly destabilizing your willpower energy, it still has to, let's just put it this way, even if it does that to that point, you still have an amazing heart chakra center. In the primary energy centers, the heart chakra is got more energy in it than any of your other chakras. So if you put your awareness and intentions and what little willpower you have left after the solar plex is affected by Archon Parasite, if you put just enough intention or what willpower you have left into super activating your heart chakra and just getting it vibrating and spinning really fast, that can, again, kind of inhibit or create another buffer against that Archon Parasite to work up to your subconscious mind. And so, there's that. And also thoughts in general, which I've kind of mentioned before. Thoughts, your thoughts are powerful, and so if you feel like you're under a full infection or infestation from an Archon Parasite, and you feel like it's already gone into your subconscious mind and you're having thoughts that you don't typically have, then reversing those thoughts, reversing your mood, reversing those thoughts, just trying really hard to throw off, as a host, to throw yourself away from the programming that's built into the mechanism of the Archon Parasite, will help to make it want to detach from you. Also, water helps too. A cold shower, and those kinds of things, or swimming in a lake or in the ocean. Water seems to help detach them, but just because a Archon Parasite who's been hosting on you detaches from water, doesn't mean that it's just going to run away or scurry away or just go try to affect somebody else. All that means is that it's still in your perimeter, it's still in your environment, and then at some point while you're sleeping or something like that, it will just come back and reattach to you. Anyways, so I'm at, let's see here, 19 minutes. Okay, so we talked about some shielding, some of those aspects, some personal experience with seeing them, and a couple other things. Again, if you guys want to hear more about this kind of topic, there's just so much to talk about. Like the video, and that way I get that gauge. If you don't want to like the video and just want to leave a comment saying, hey, can you talk more about this? Can we jump into this aspect or this aspect? Into the whole AI aspect and how they're connected to AI. If you want to talk about that, let me know. All right, guys. You guys have a nice day. Talk to you soon.